Hi, I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. I've been a trader and technical analyst for the last 8.5 years. Today is your market recap for Tuesday, October 29th. All right, let's jump into the economic calendar. Tomorrow we have ADP non-farm payrolls and GDP, big data tomorrow, and we have big earnings after hours. So something to keep in mind. I would like to show you the S&P heat map. We had semis really propping us up today. AVGO got some news today that they are in talks with TSM, I believe, for AI module of some sort. Technology was green and communications was green, and Amazon. Otherwise, we had a pretty red map, a pretty red carpet out there. Just half of the map was green, but the most important part is it was the most important sectors that were green, being technology and semiconductors. If you want to give me a follow on X at ChartGalLori, I would appreciate it. All right, let's go look at our favorite part, charts. All right, starting with ES. ES was unable to get through the high of yesterday. We double topped by $1 and pulled in. So ES double top with yesterday's high. However, NASDAQ really put on a show today. We are closing up near the highs of the day. We are not at all-time highs. However, this was a very important development for NASDAQ today. Lots of buying going into earnings. So we'll see if Google and let's look at the other ones. Earnings Whisper. We have AMD after hours, Alphabet and Snap. Those are the biggies. And tomorrow, Microsoft and Meta. And Thursday, Amazon and Apple. And just a reminder, we do have FOMC interest rate decision next Thursday. It's not Wednesday because we have election Tuesday. So interest rate decision next Thursday. So big econ week this week and earnings week. And then next week we have big economic data with the federal interest rate decision. Okay, so NASDAQ, we touched on that daily inside bar bull break. We made plenty of room for a 4-hour higher low on a pullback. RTY really outperformed the other indices yesterday, and today it really relinquished that crown, if you will, and we're looking for a 4-hour potential lower high on a bounce and an hourly lower high compared to yesterday's high on this bounce. So the Russell was weak today comparatively. NASDAQ was definitely the strongest, and then ES, then the Russell, and then Dow was the weakest. We had a daily inside bar. We broke over that high by $7 and then came in sharply. If we do a fib pull on this, this could be a daily bear flag. We are below that 0.382 retrace of 755. So we are below the daily 26 EMA. So Dow is not faring as well as NASDAQ and ES. And as you can see, the 4-hour EMAs continue to give bulls a headache. This morning, while I was live for the open house and for our members, I pointed out that we were double topping on VIX. I had an alert set there, 2051, 2053, and that marked the bottom of the market. Sometimes we can use these correlations and inverse correlations to give us an edge, and it definitely gave us an edge today. Now we're looking for an hourly lower high on VIX. The real story is Bitcoin. These types of patterns are my favorite. I call this a trampoline pattern, where you have that turn and burn by the bulls, where they're buying dips and slowly turning the ship. And that's what happened with Bitcoin. We have this squeeze here on the weekly. And I'd like to point out, when we have a squeeze fire bullishly, which we have 2 aqua histograms now, so it's fired bullish, we typically have 6 to 8 bars of follow through and continuation. In this case, we're on the weekly chart, so that would mean 6 to 8 weeks of potential bullish continuation on Bitcoin. Of course, we'll have, constantly back and fill, back and fill, back and fill. And bulls can continue buying this dip as long as the back burners are working. Bulls are in charge. Ethereum did not have as good of a day as Bitcoin. We did not break through any key daily resistances. And we are looking for a daily lower high compared to 2768.22. Odds favor a daily lower high with the size of this pullback. Ethereum did benefit from Bitcoin bullishness today. MSTR got a new all-time high today. We did pull back and we closed with an hourly EQ, holding those EMAs just fine. We responded to 15-minute back burner this morning on MSTR with a $12, almost $13 bounce. That's what you want to see on back burners. That shows the bulls' continued appetite for this name long. Coin had some sideways action today. We did break over key resistance of 220.26, and we were unable to maintain those gains, but we are holding the hourly EMAs there. The dollar, we got a big upper wicket profit taking here at that resistance attempt. We are looking for a weekly lower high on the dollar compared to 104.80. Doesn't mean we're absolutely going to get it, but with the size of this pullback, a weekly lower high would be the more likely scenario. And of course, our econ events can totally impact whether we see that or not, or can the dollar resume its move up. With that dollar pullback, gold took full advantage and gold got a new all-time high today. So the same thing that holds true for Bitcoin holds true for gold. We want to watch for 15-minute oversold conditions or back burners for potential longs on gold. Bulls are holding these 15-12 EMA just fine, the 15-minute 12 EMA. So bulls are in continued control of this chart. Oil, I had a live stream trade this morning about here on this 15-minute lower high. And we were looking for the 4-hour lower high. 15-minute got overbought, and that was my signal here, right here. And I covered after about $1 to the downside my last scale. So that was a live stream trade. Oil has API estimates after hours today at 4:30. And we have inventory tomorrow at 10:30 Eastern. We are at the weekly 200 MA looking for a weekly lower high, but bulls are showing no sign of putting in that weekly higher low yet. Semis really outpaced the market today with a daily bull break. Great performance today. We have an hourly stair step. We closed up near the high of day. Just a great performance by semis. AMD, bulls bought the dip ahead of earnings. We have earnings after hours today. They haven't reported yet, it appears. Plenty of room for an hourly higher low, but we are acutely aware that earnings will have an impact on AMD. NVIDIA did not have as strong of a performance as AMD. We are still in a daily equilibrium, daily higher high, higher low, lower high, and now we're looking for a higher low compared to 137.46. Again, bulls bounced nicely today, and we are looking for a higher low tomorrow compared to 138.90. AMD earnings could have an impact on that. TSM got a little lift with that news today. We were holding the 15-minute 12 EMA into close. We rejected at the 200 MA there. 4-hour, we're looking for a lower high on TSM. Apple, we weren't able to close over yesterday's high. We broke the low of yesterday, but we still finished green. And on the hourly, we're holding the 200 MA okay. They have earnings Thursday after hours. Apple may be a hurry up and wait going into earnings. I am noticing this head and shoulders pattern. We can keep an eye on going into tomorrow. Tesla continued its consolidation today. We are looking for a daily higher low and a 4-hour higher low. We are here at the 12 EMA. It's really important to see how bulls respond here at this 4-hour 12 EMA, and can they get a bounce going tomorrow. XLF closed near the low of day. And it was a bunch of hullabaloo, but didn't accomplish a lot. Double daily inside bars on XLF, closing red. Big moves here to the downside, to the upside, to the downside. Bulls are kind of all over the place, which we expect that misdirection when we have inside bars, as bulls and bears are probing for liquidity. XLV, upper wick of profit taking today. We closed near the low of day. We have no reprieve for these bulls yet, looking for the monthly higher low. Daily is not oversold yet. You can see my alert, or maybe you can. My alert is right there, that little triangle. I'm waiting for daily to get oversold to scout that monthly higher low. Microsoft, when I was live today, I was pointing out this gap at 425.98 here. We filled that gap, and as soon as we filled that gap, we bounced. So Microsoft, great performance today. Daily higher low is now set. Google had a great day. Looks like they're having great earnings. We're looking up at the next resistance, 183.37. Plenty of room for a daily higher low and a pullback. Nice, looks like a beat by Google. I'll have to go check those earnings. And then finally, DJT. We had a gap up for selling this morning, and we had Dan and lots of other members that were all over this. We are at the hourly 12 EMA, and we're holding the 4-hour 12 EMA fine, which is down around $47. We have enough room for a 4-hour higher low. I anticipate continued volatility with DJT with elections next week. All right, that's it for your market recap. Have a great night.